Hello, 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 everyone. My brother, how you today?
And I feel pretty good. How about you, Brody?
Good, good, good. Gonna wait till everybody jump in.
How your
Apologize
weekend?
for
How
the
your
time.
weekend been, man?
You said what?
How your weekend been?
Good. Your volume sounds a little low.
You said my volume sound a little low.
It sounds like you a ways away a little bit.
Sounds like your ways away a little bit. That
Okay.
sound better?
Yeah, a little bit.
I ordered me some mics, so they'll be in soon. But y'all just speak up a little bit. Yep. So everything's going good with your weekend. Your
Yeah,
medication
bro.
and stuff is
Yeah,
working.
yeah. Everything is going good. I cannot complain, man. Cannot complain.
Your medication and stuff like that is working pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah. Guys, just bear with us today. We just gotta agree with all this nonsense that he going through. So you see, he Grady, he got some ripple over there. So, uh, my brother, but we got a pretty good topic today, man. I'm really excited about this. We came up today. Well, you came up with this topic today um, about cheating. What made you want to talk about that?
To just look at it from different perspectives. I think if you
Okay.
look at cheating from one perspective, you could be so biased till you don't learn the many lessons.
Yeah.
And in order to be multifaceted, we talked about that a few weeks ago. You got to hear different perspectives to better understand yourself. Um,
Yeah, for sure.
Taking these different classes, man, with criminal justice, you really understand and learn just different perspectives, and one of it is the mind of the person that's doing everything, the mind of the villain.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The mind of the villain, the one who's masterminding. So it ain't to necessarily agree with it, but it's just to see it from that perspective. And so just to have this conversation, I think it's gonna be a lot of things that's learned, bro.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, brother. I think I think this is going to be a one of our most interesting topics and conversations, man. I think it takes us being vulnerable, us being honest, um, us just really going in and looking at it and just answering some real questions on this one.
Facts. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
you
So
gotta deal with it. You gotta whatever you don't confront. If you don't confront something, then you can't defeat it. You'll never defeat what you don't confront. So
yeah, I agree with that. I agree. I agree.
yep.
So
So one
yeah.
of the songs, bro, that came to my mind was 1996 Mint Condition. Mint Condition made a song. What kind of man would I be?
Okay.
And to me, that was just the opposite of some of the other songs. That it's quite a few songs that talk about cheating, glorify cheating, explain cheating. Uh, I remember back in the days that you helped Marvin Cease make that song, "Stuck in the Middle." And
Okay.
"Stuck in the Middle" was about a man that was, dealing with two women and having this this poly relationship, and he was just saying how both of them was amazing, and he didn't want to leave none of them. And
Okay.
Secret Lovers and Me and Mrs. Jones, and so you got all these songs that talk about cheating.
Okay.
You got all them songs that talk about cheating, but then with that main condition, it's coming from a totally different perspective. You know, he started off with the first line that saying, we can't do this. We just can't listen. And then he breaks down the reason of saying why we cannot cheat. So
Okay.
I feel like he's looking at it from the perspective of how cheating would hurt his wife and how cheating would make her a liar. And so just some of the reasons that he gives in that song is just like, okay, that's what's up.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Wow.
I looked up some of the words and I was just quite impressed, bro. Quite impressed with the way that young man broke it down and his reason of saying this is why I'm
Uh-huh.
not gonna do it.
Yeah, that's that's quite interesting, my brother. Quite interesting. Um, we'll let you start off with the first question, man.
When you hear the word cheating, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Um, being dishonest, not being truthful.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, that would be the first thing that comes to my mind. Um, bro, we were sitting here and we are doing a little research on this topic, um, and just looking up the definition of cheating, and it was saying to deceive, to not be honest, um, or faithful.
Yeah,
And so,
doing
uh,
something unfair to win too.
you said what?
Doing something unfair to win. That definitely
Yeah,
one of the ones that came to my mind.
yeah.
I understand.
Um, bro, I think for me, you and I were just talking about this. I think we have to look at integrity when we talk about cheating.
Mhm.
And I think that's one of the main things for me. Um, I look at, and I say that because again, um, what what's inside of you? You know what I'm saying? What are you built of? Or and a lot of times, integrity, how you feel, the inside of you, the inner part of you, uh, integrity. That's what comes out um, when it comes to cheating or lying or deceiving someone. And so I think a lot of times it tells a story about who you are. In my
Absolutely. Your core values, what you truly value.
Yeah,
And some
yeah,
people don't have good core values, so it's kind of easy to cheat. And I think, bro, with that, one of the most dangerous things you can do is when you get to the point where you can lie to yourself. Like, how can you look in the mirror and lie to yourself?
yeah,
I think cheating sometimes involves you lying to yourself or just simply not caring. What's your thoughts on that?
yeah. 100%, 100%. Bro, I think when it's easy for you to lie to someone, for you to deceive, I think the more you do it, the easier it becomes. But what I don't think people really look at with that situation is um, you're starting to rot on the inside, so
Mm,
to say, right?
mhm.
Um, and you're doing this, and then you don't really. Sometimes you do it, and you don't even have a conscience. You don't even think twice about it. You know what I'm saying? And you don't think about other people until you get caught. You know,
Facts.
you don't look at the consequences. It's no consequences. You're doing stuff just willy nilly doing it just because it feels good to you. And we say we love people and we have integrity, but do we?
Yeah.
Do we? You know
You
what I'm
said
saying?
something interesting earlier with the first person who you cheat. Who is the first person that a person cheat?
It's themselves.
Yeah.
The first person you're going to cheat is yourself. You know, you're going to lie to yourself. You're going to manipulate yourself. Everything that you're doing to somebody else, you're not realizing you're a mirror and doing it to yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, if you're going to deceive yourself, you don't give a damn about nobody else.
And I think, bro, that's the first sign that people got to look at it is like, how is this person treating themselves? If you lie to yourself, if you shortchange yourself,
Yeah.
if you say that you don't
Hmm.
have nothing to fix, or if you just simply not willing to do the work,
Yeah.
that's the first sign you start cheating yourself, and the result of that is you cheat everybody that's connected to you.
bro. I'm gonna say this. We were talking about this, and I stay on this from time to time about relationships, about people rushing into relationships or hurrying up and get married. You're actually lying to yourself. You're actually cheating yourself because you not doing the work. You not being honest and say, okay, let me give this time. Let me figure out who and what this person is, right?
Right.
But you're not doing that and just saying, well, what they showed me is this. I'm going to believe this. And again, I say a lot of times we shortchange ourselves so much. We have put more faith in a job and won't cheat a job, and we'll cheat ourselves, you know what I'm saying, over something that's temporary.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is you're a permanent situation or a permanent thing, and you'll cheat that, uh, over finances or whatever else. Like I said, this for me is a serious conversation, man, because again, um, our integrity is everything.
I
It,
agree.
it's everything, bro. Um, I'm gonna say this. I can, if I lie to somebody else, I know I'm telling them a lie. One thing I'm not gonna do is lie to myself. That's the craziest thing in the world.
But
And,
I think people do. And so
and
let's talk about
I
why.
believe,
Why do you think people lie to themselves? Is the
bro,
more
because
the
because they
question that needs
want
to be answered.
because they want what's on the other side of that, right? Or they want this to be true, so they'll lie to themselves and then lie to you and act like it is. Again, a lot of people are dealing in a figment of their imagination. You
Absolutely.
know this man on drugs and you acting like he ain't. Stop. You know what I'm
So
saying? You,
do you
know that.
ever think you lie to yourself?
You said what?
Do you think you lie to yourself sometimes or often or never?
Bro, I'm gonna say this. Um, I may I don't think I lie to myself. I think I go against sometime what I need to.
So can I ask you a question and not to get off subject, but do sometimes you go to the mirror and tell yourself, I look good? Do you say that to yourself sometimes?
That is not a lie, my brother. That is
That's a lie.
okay.
That's,
Well, you turn
that's a
around and
lie.
look at that mirror right, that you got. Right?
That's definitely a lie. So I sometimes we I wanted to say that to bring up this point. Sometimes we unknowingly lie to
Oh,
ourselves.
okay.
So
Okay.
if you be in the mirror saying, "Oh, I look good, I look good," turn it. It's just some of the lies we tell.
Uh,
So I think sometimes, bro, it could be your truth, but it's not the truth.
right.
And then you got to deal with what is truth. What's the actual result of what you're saying? And
Yeah.
sometimes people think that their behavior is not going to come with a consequence, or it's not going to have a backlash, or it goes against their goals.
Hmm.
And you cheating yourself. If you're doing anything that goes against your goals, go against your standard, you cheating yourself.
Yeah.
So again, once you start cheating yourself, you cheat your significant other, you cheat your children, you cheat everybody, because if they had the best version of you, it would make everybody life better.
Yeah.
And we don't
Yeah.
look at it like that because we've been taught to be selfish, and it's just about I, and me. And so those temporary things that look good and shine and go
Hmm.
make you feel good, you'll start settling for those things over what's gonna take you longer to build and go through that fight and that tussle and that struggle in order for you to be developed to what, because everything is about what can you develop to be instead of what's that microwave thing that's gonna happen instantly.
Yeah. Yeah. What you got, my brother?
When it comes to cheating,
Hmm.
and I'm watching the way I word it because I don't want people to think take it wrong. But there's a reason for cheating and there's an excuse for cheating. I want to talk about that next. A reason don't make it right, but sometimes I still want to know the reason why a person did what they did. So what's some reasons for cheating, and then we'll go with some excuses later.
Bro, I'm gonna say this. I think um again,
In a relationship, what's
yeah,
the
I,
reason?
I again I think we do things based on our feelings, right?
Mhm.
I think a lot of times when it comes to relationships and different things like that, um, you're saying her feelings or my feelings, right?
Mhm.
And a lot of time you're choosing your feelings over her feelings, right? Um, and again, like I said, we're not using this as an excuse. We're just giving examples of why people would cheat or um, different scenarios. And we're definitely not trying to justify cheating. So let's just make that clear. But I think sometimes if we start out a certain way, or you start out a certain way in a relationship, and you personally feel that um, that's not happening or it's a lack thereof, um, you're going to go um, try to seek that feeling or those emotions somewhere else,
Yeah. So
right?
basically, like neglect. You started off getting something, and then that person neglect you. Abuse and neglect is a reason why people, go
It,
into cheating.
it
And again,
is,
it's
but
not a reason, but it's not. It's not. It doesn't justify it. But abuse and neglect sometimes can, make you seek the attention of somebody else. Again, back to that song, "Mint Condition." This guy said, like, there's a yearning inside that we have for each other. There's
okay.
a need. Evidently, she provided something for him, and he provided something for her. So he acknowledged that there was a yearning, but he was like,
Yeah.
we can't allow this yearning that we have to allow us to do something that we both gonna regret.
And I want to say this to people too, man. Listen, get out your feelings and get out your way, and please just listen to what we're saying. And I say that because you'll say it was no reason for him to cheat on me or he did me wrong or this, and this. But again, if you're not listening to what we're saying, it's going to happen again.
Yeah.
Again, um, every God puts us in every relationship for a reason. Either it's a lesson or a blessing, one of the two,
And I'm
right?
so mad, bro, because I can't see the comments. I cannot
Okay.
see our comments on IG, but it's all
Okay.
good. But I really want to get some feedback because I think some people would say that there's never there's never a reason, but I think it's a reason for everything, and it
Yeah.
doesn't justify it. But there's certain things like when you think about cheating and you
Mhm.
talk about or think about like the social learning theory.
Right.
Sometimes it's a learned behavior from an environment. If a
Hmm.
person didn't grow up in an environment that was conducive to a family, then how do they know that? And so you got to be educated on the vow. You got to be educated on who you are and where you want to
Yeah.
go and have those goals in mind because your behavior got to mirror it. Your behavior got to match your goals. If your
Someone
behavior
said
don't
on
match
here,
your goals,
would you forgive somebody for cheating?
it depends. With me, it depends on the circumstances. That's why I want to know the reason. Because I think, bro, if you don't have a reason or if your reason ain't valid enough, you're going to do the same thing over and over and over again. But if it's something that you can work out, let's do the work that it takes. So it just for me,
Hmm.
it depends. Um,
Man,
and I talked about that with you, bro. But I think sometimes all cheating is a level of betrayal, but I think some betrayal is worse than others. It's kind of like murder and premeditated murder.
okay.
If it's premeditated, if it's my friend, now you betrayed me to a degree, I can't forgive that. But in other instances, if we could talk about it and we could see where it makes sense,
Yeah.
and you could truly put together a plan where you're not gonna do this, then trust could be rebuilt in certain
Um,
situations. I think.
bro, I think that's going to be personal choice, right?
Absolutely.
I think again, and another thing is I think it's maturity, right? Um, People get in their emotions,
Facts.
um, and my mom told me this once before. Um, I had to be in like ninth or 10th grade, and I had a young lady cheated on me or what have
Hmm.
you. And she told me, then my aunt Tisha told me this. She said, it's okay to forgive. I was blown out the water when they said that, bro.
Were you? Why?
Um, because I felt betrayed and all this, and I was like, oh, just be on my side or this, and this, and this. It wasn't. I understand now it wasn't that they weren't on my side, but what they were saying is, okay, this happened, and it was this, this, and this. This was the situation. But if you love a person and you feel like you can work it out,
Working out.
it's okay to forgive.
What was it so many emotions till you actually cried? Like, did you cry over it? About her cheating on you? Did you cry about the situation?
I'm froze.
So now you don't want to be vulnerable. Did you cry or not, man? I want
uh,
to.
bro, probably. Like I said,
Do you got her cash app? Because I want to cash. I want to cash app her and tell her thank you.
bro, I must say this. That was so crazy to me, right? And I was just looking and just saying, "Oh my god!" And especially when you're young, you feel like your world is coming to an
Man.
end. And just looking at that and them saying, say, you know what? If you're willing to take the steps, y'all willing to talk about it, work it out, um, it's okay to forgive.
Yeah.
And for my mom and my aunt to give me that information, man, I love them so much because, again, at 15 years old, you giving me so much game. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I don't like with people. Um, Say someone cheated and they hurt your feelings or whatever. You want to make them a villain for the rest of their life.
Hmm.
Again, um, looking at that and understanding that, in my opinion, I think that's sin. You see what I'm saying? Because again, yes, they may have betrayed you or did you wrong, right? But um, God forgave us. I'm not saying that you have to be with them,
Right.
but I'm saying forgive them. And in my opinion, this is what forgiveness is. Forgiveness is understanding your lesson, but not going back and trying to beat them. And I'm gonna be honest, and trying to beat somebody up or dirty their name or do this, this, and this. I hear so many people doing this or saying this
They
about
simply they want that person to suffer because of what they did to them. Like they really want them to have a miserable life or have some
you
kind of
not
detriment.
God.
Yep.
You not God. We say let go and let God. And a lot of times we'll say we're this holy person or we believe in God like this, but we put our mouth on people and do our we talk about people. Let me rephrase that. We'll talk about people and um say how bad they were to us in this relationship. Again, I think to your close circle, that's appropriate.
Hmm.
But to just tell a total stranger how bad this person is, or to start talking bad about a person, someone that we don't even know or whatever. Um, Again, get over your trauma.
You got your healing is up to you, and I think I agree with you.
But
At
that
some point in
that's
time, you got
in
to
my
stop
opinion,
talking.
that's no part of healing.
No, I'm saying when you stop talking about that person and saying bad things about them, that's a sign that you have healed. If you continue to talk about that person, you
Yeah,
haven't healed because you can't even speak peaceable
yeah.
about that person. So you
Hmm.
being responsible for your own healing is to say, this don't affect me anymore, as hard as that could be. You can't allow it to carry that weight that it carries because that
Yeah,
weight gonna
yeah,
tie you down and slow you down and keep you from moving forward to your goals.
yeah. I just look at situations, man, and say, you know what? When it's over, right?
Mhm.
It does take time to get over, but my thing is, quit going on and on and on with this bitterness, because honestly, you had a big part in that. You this was a choice that you made, right? And when you start having 5 or 6 different stories of he did this, right? That tells me that you chose not to leave, and you chose to stay there and deal with this. And God will give us warning, but if we choose not to pray, not to listen, not to take heed, you understand what I'm saying? Then we're going to get all this. And that's where I think that self accountability comes in too. You know what I'm saying? Again, guys, we're not justifying somebody doing us wrong, but what we are
That,
looking
that
at,
definitely could be hard, especially if you married to that person and you feel like you're supposed to forgive and to do it, but you just married to a serial cheater. Some people you don't know that they serial cheaters until it's too late, and so I think at that point in time you got to make that tough decision: am I gonna stay or am I gonna go?
okay, good.
Your peace and your insanity gonna be sometimes you need to leave and forgive that
Rance,
person in case you
again,
don't
I'm,
come
I'm
back.
not saying what I'm saying. I'm not saying don't leave, but what I am saying is, are the integrity that we ask them for or that we expect, are we leaving with that,
Yeah, I
or
agree.
are we leaving with the mess? Are we leaving in mess that they created and doing and making us this person? Do you see
Right.
what I'm saying?
No, I get that. I also think, brother, and I want you to chime in on this, that there's different forms of cheating. I don't think
Yeah.
all forms of cheating is something physically being done. If
No,
you're
absolutely.
in a relationship and you break rules or you go against what you and this person have established, then that could be a form of cheating. And
One hundred percent.
I think
One
sometimes
hundred percent.
when it comes to taking accountability, that's not being said or talked about. Sometimes it's just being flirtatious or showing your breasts and knowing that you can command attention, and both men and women do it alike.
Again, let me stop it right here. That's not cheating in New Orleans. If we throw bees and you do that, that's not cheating. I'm kidding.
Well, I'm gonna have my Bible and I don't get off of activity. So
Oh my goodness. Um, Bro, it is forms of cheating. And I'm gonna say the biggest form of cheating that people kind of brush under the rug is just not saying nothing.
mhm.
That is one of the biggest forms of cheating, because what you don't understand is,
You got an example in your mind? Like what's the illustration?
well, that's, I was going to say deceit, because you saying what he don't know won't hurt him. You know what I mean? Or I just didn't say nothing, but you're intentionally, again, this where integrity comes in inside of me, right? What's in you, right? Are you, and you know you're doing this intentionally to keep something from someone or intentionally deceive them, That's cheating. That's cheating. And bro, I'm gonna say this. It's easy as this. Um, Anytime you're going outside of the rules that you created or that were created or meant to be, that's cheating.
All right. So can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
So your wife at work,
Hmm.
and she's working with a man, and he always tell her how beautiful she is every day and how happy he is to see her,
Hmm.
and she don't say nothing back or put him in his place. Is that cheating? Could that be
You said
considered cheating in your book?
is that cheating,
Yeah.
bro? I To a certain extent, yes, but I think it's how far you take it, right? But absolutely, I think it is, and the reason why I say that is this. Um, One, hey, establish I'm married,
Hmm.
right? And whatever isn't you're comfortable with doing in front of me, don't do it behind my back.
Hmm.
Because if you feel like I would see it as inappropriate or I wouldn't like it, then for me, that's cheating.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? If you're doing something and you know I don't approve of it or I wouldn't approve of it, that's cheating.
Okay. Same question for you. You go into a certain place, or you just in the community, you see a certain lady often, and she
Hmm.
comes up to you and she says, Pernell Maurice, give me a hug because you smell good. And
Hmm.
you always hug this lady
No, I don't. I
because
smush them. Hey, 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 hey.
is that cheating? Would that be a form of cheating? You
You
give her
know me. I get an airborne handshake in a minute. I'm my thing is um, understand who you are, understand what your rules are and what you're comfortable with and what your partner is comfortable with.
Yeah.
Let
And I think that's important, bro, because I think
Yeah,
whether it's the male or the woman, like, do as you want done unto you. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? 'Cause sometimes a certain person to say, "Don't you do this, that, and that," and all along they're doing this, that, and that, and it's
Mhm.
like fairness got to be across the board, and it's got to be, it's got to be completed by both people in order for you know what I'm saying you not to violate those rules and have to carry around that guilt. Cheating comes with a lot of guilt, and I
Mhm.
think one of the biggest signs of guilt that cheating comes with is it makes that person who's doing the cheating very insecure. And so now they're always trying to check phones and check the mileage on the car and do all these things simply because they're doing something. And that could be very interesting within itself.
Right. Repeat what you just said, brother.
That
Sorry, there is.
Go ahead.
that years ago when you was in high school, you always thought you was being cheated on because you was doing the cheating, and you went to the homecoming dance and snuck in there and just cheated in all kind of ways. So you automatically thought that you was gonna be cheated on.
No, I
That's all I
do.
was saying, but that ain't important. That was the past.
Uh, so, bro, when it comes to this thing called cheating, um, and I want to hit this a little bit. What's the biggest way you feel like you're cheating yourself in relationship? How are you cheating self?
I think whenever you don't give it 100%, brother, I think it's so important to serve each other. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? When you serve each other and you become servants,
Okay.
it's really a competition. Who gonna serve each other the best? How good did you serve me? So let me serve you in another area, in my area that I know what you like. What's your love language? It's not the love language that I want to give to you, but what love language make you the happy or bring you the most joy? And
Hmm.
so it becomes just a matter of who's gonna be the most selfless, or you know what I'm saying, the opposite of selfish. Who's gonna be that? And so whenever you ain't giving it 100%, you cheat yourself and you cheat the other person simply because what would have happened if you would have gave it 100%?
Right.
Subject, but some of the fighters that I trained, I look at it and say, what would have happened if you would have truly gave it 100%? Everything would have been different. The whole outcome would have been different. And so if you can't expect to get 100 if you're not giving 100, but we do it all the time. We do it in our relationship with God. We do it in our relationship with ourselves, and we do it in our relationship with others. So it's all about not if I'm doing it, but how am I doing it, and how can I get better? And that's when a person stop pointing the finger at somebody else and start pointing the finger at self, take some responsibility, and say, I'm going to do the work that it takes. But again, if you always looking at what somebody else did wrong, why they cheated, why this person cheated, then you'll start feeling like all is the same and you just never did the work on yourself.
Brother, I want to hit some of these comments. Somebody said forgiveness takes time and it doesn't happen overnight, especially if the person has done it multiple times. What's your thoughts with that?
I agree with it. I agree with them 1,000%. It does take time. If a person doing it over and over, at that point in time, they just become a serial cheater. And you gotta ask yourself, is staying here worth my sanity?
Yeah.
Because if you did it so many times, how can I ever trust you?
Yeah.
And sorry, saying the word "I'm sorry" without having a change of action is really just manipulation. And so I don't have to live my life allowing you to manipulate me. And there's Bible scripture that says that you can divorce if a person, has cheated on you time and time again.
And guys, like I said, this conversation isn't about us justifying cheating. 100% it's not.
There's some different ways to look at it.
Yeah, it's just us just having an open dialogue or conversation about it. Again, forgiveness is it's up to self, right? Forgiveness is looking at a situation and saying, and this is why I say everything takes time to get in a relationship. Takes time to forgive someone. Takes time, and the reason why I think that's important is this: you have to. It's like somebody coming and knocking your house down and you having to build it back up. You know what I mean? You have to build trust back up, and it doesn't happen overnight. And a lot of times, when trust is broken, your mind will play games with you or play games. You know, and you'll just be looking like, okay, well, are you doing this? Or are you doing this? And then the person that like, I'm honestly not doing nothing. But again, it's just the mental games or the mental thing that you're going through.
Right.
And that you're processing.
I think your analogy of talking about the house was trash. So I want to use a different analogy. It'll be like you getting injured and you thinking that you're healed and you get out there and you start moving and realize I'm not healed. I'm still in pain. When you still in pain because that development hasn't took its full course, you're going to find out that I'm still upset and I'm still this. And even sometimes years later, it still could come back. And you got to deal with it accordingly and have those conversations. But you can get back out there way too fast. And that ain't never a good thing. You don't want to rush an injury. I remember you telling me about your leg and how you had to wash up with one leg out the tub, and you can only put one leg in the tub at a time. And so for months, the other leg just didn't get cleaned until it healed all the way. And I was like, okay, bro, I see what you're saying.
That example you gave me was trash. I always keep that around.
Yeah, I like mine a little better. But,
okay.
To each his own.
But, bro, I think forgiveness, no one's saying you have to go in and you have to forgive right away. Right? Again, this is the thing about forgiveness, and this is the thing about hurt. Take your time, understand your boundaries and your time, and give yourself time. Right? Um, in situations like that, go in and say, okay, you know what? If we plan on being back together, I want to be back together and I want to be fair. Not only fair to you, but I want to be fair to me,
Hmm.
right? And what that is um I can trust that I can have these conversations with you in healing, and you listen to me and you understand, and don't put me on a time limit. Don't say, "Oh, you still talking about this." No, because you betrayed me and I'm hurt, right? That's first and foremost. You don't have a time limit into where you got to hurry up and get over it, because again, when somebody betrays you, um, it's going to take time to heal. And my thing is, do we know how to heal?
That's key, bro. It's two things that come to my mind when I
Mhm.
talk about forgiveness.
Yeah.
For the person who have to forgive, do you truly want to forgive that person? And I think what's important is the person who need to be forgiven. Do you truly want to be forgiven?
Yeah.
And to me, that would mean that person that want to be forgiven is willing to do what it takes.
Rance, I'm gonna say this. I think what you just said kind of is unfair, though.
If it take counseling, then that's what we do.
Hmm.
So again, yeah, it's unfair to somebody who's always cheating. So you probably would say that, and I know that was in your high school years. So we'll just leave it at that. So, do you truly want to be forgiven? Like, brother, do you want her to forgive you? Sister, do you want that man to forgive you? What do I have to do to earn this trust back? So it take that. It just take two willing people is what I'm trying to say. And he has to wholeheartedly want to forgive too. So it's 100% of each person. It has to be an exchange.
Um,
I need your
no,
100, and I gotta give you, and I need a 100 too. Like we both gotta work at this. Is what I'm trying to say.
bro, I disagree.
Please
Um,
tell me why.
because
So you saying if you cheated and you got caught, you wouldn't 100% want her to forgive you. So what would you want her to do?
no, that's don't mix my words. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is
You
this.
just said you disagree with what I said. So tell me why.
What I'm saying is this. The time is on the person's side that's the victim, right? You dictate the rules and everything else, and say, okay, hey, this is what I need, this. This person has to sit back and just say, I'm sorry. Let me continue to say I'm sorry. Let me continue to show you I'm better, and this, and whatever. But you don't get to dictate how I feel. You don't get to dictate what's going on or what's happening, and you hurt someone. That's not fair, right? Looking at situations, people want to come in and hurt somebody, then put demands on them, or then say, okay, you know what, this been long enough, or no, you can't do that. Yeah, we can come together, but we're gonna come together when I say come together. You know what I'm saying?
And respectfully, I disagree with that too because I think sometimes a person can
A
manipulate.
cheater would say that.
Yeah. So this is where people need a third party. And so by you needing a third party, you go to counseling and you go to your pastor and you go to people who've been through it before. Now you get a different opinion because that person that's hurt, if you set all the rules just because you hurt, you're gonna set some rules that aren't fair because you're coming from a
I don't
perspective
give a damn.
of you
I
being
don't
hurt.
care.
So
I don't care.
because you were hurt, I'm so glad that lady cheated on you in high school. I could congratulate her. So
Fair your ass over there,
now you
because
gonna tell her
again,
So now you
No,
gonna tell her over and over because you cheated on me, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. How many hurdles
no.
you gotta jump?
What I'm saying
And
is,
so let somebody. Only thing I said was let somebody else dictate that by going to a professional that's
no,
been
no.
trained and
I'm not. I'm
educated.
not. Because again, you're bringing a party in and say, let them dictate how I feel, right?
No, not how you
Or
feel,
this is
but the rules
listen
that
to
you
what I'm
put
saying.
on when
I
it comes to
understand what
that.
you're saying about a mediator, right? But again, a mediator can come if we're arguing and we have a disagreement. We're talking about you did something to me and me saying, if you want to forgive, say, yes, I want to forgive, but it's going to take me time. Nobody else can tell me how I feel or tell me a time limit for me to come in. You can give me some suggestions of things that I can work on, but as far as you trying to tell me, uh, y'all should do this by this time or this, no, no, we're not doing that. Again, when you put and fair is off the table when you cheat on somebody like that. So you coming with, I don't care if you came with a judge and said, oh well, typically we just, no, sir. No, that's not happening. Right? You have to, this is where compassion come in. If you love somebody and you did them wrong, I don't care how long it take. I don't care how unfair you think it is. I thought it was unfair that you did what you did. Let's keep it real, bro. Let's keep it real.
And
You
I like
don't.
that. I like that when it comes to time, but I think that again, that person that's been cheated on, they're still going to judge some things on based on the emotions of I'm hurt. And so when you hurt, again, I'm not saying rush time, but I'm saying there's more that come with it than that.
Bro, I'm
Kobe
not
Bryant,
saying that you
Kobe
can't.
Bryant,
I'm
Kobe
not. I
Bryant,
understand
because
what you're
he
saying
cheated.
about talking
Oh,
to
listen,
somebody
listen.
or
Kobe
getting help.
Bryant, when Kobe Bryant got caught cheating, he had to buy a $2 million ring. Who made that rule up? Like, where did this come
Bro,
from?
again,
So again, the rules could be bent and pushed back all
no,
because of
no.
certain emotions.
So
So
he
that's why
chose.
you need
He
that.
chose to do that because he could afford to do that.
Right.
Again, and he did that because he felt like this will make her feel or me expressing. And I just want to put this out there. I don't care how much money you spend, you can't buy integrity.
That's a fact.
And again, when it comes to relationship, you keep if somebody telling you to buy it, you probably should have cheated again and run.
You was doing so well before you said
I'm just telling you.
that. You was doing so well.
All I'm
So
saying
you
is this:
get it right.
your feelings and finances is two different things, right? Um, don't hold me hostage
They
financially.
they are, but they ain't treated the same though. They aren't the
But
same, but
I'm just
it
saying,
ain't treated that way. And I'm gonna tell you why.
come on with it.
It's easier to forgive, and this is just a society norm. It's easier
Okay.
to forgive somebody who got some money than to forgive somebody who cheated on you and they broke. That's just a society norm. And I'm telling you, there's evidence surrounded by that.
Yeah.
If he would have cheated and he didn't buy that $2 million ring, it would have been a wrap. But since he had it, he purchased it, and evidently he got forgiven. So yeah, bro, that's interesting.
So they said in the comments, we should cheat on Roxy, Anita. So they said they want to be cheated on.
I'm pretty sure they did say that. Pretty sure. Oh, for that $2 million ring, bro. I'm so upset. My laptop ain't let me pull up the comments for some reason.
Man, bro, I think this is pretty okay. Let me say this, and this will solve all that. if it's your daughter being cheated on, now what's your rules?
My rules gonna remain the same all across the board, even for myself. my rules are the same. Even my rules.
I'm on my way over there. I'm on my way over there.
And my rules for myself is after I come down after that initial adrenaline rush from being upset.
Somebody cheat on Lele, it's over.
I think she still gotta have that conversation though.
Yeah.
Have this conversation and figure out why. I still want to know why. I was talking to somebody
No,
last week and I said,
no.
You don't never want to know why.
Okay, well, let me say
never
this.
Asked,
Wait.
You said you was in high school. You never asked the young lady, why did you cheat on me? You never wanted to know why.
Let's get this. Let's get this straight. If I choose not to be with you, you and that Y can go somewhere. Okay, to the MCA. Okay, that's where y'all can go.
I'm different.
Because this is my thing.
Why, bro?
This is my thing.
So how do
I
you know?
decide not to be?
If you never listen to why,
I decide not to
you know if it wasn't your fault?
I just up and decide to break up with you or not to be with you. You and closure can go somewhere. Okay, I'm not giving you closure. I don't owe you that. And a lot of people want to say, "Oh, I need closure. I need this, and this." You need deuces, ma'am. That's what you need. Deuces. If
I think that's very selfish, but it's
why? Okay,
everybody entitled to their opinion.
Okay, wait. Tell me why. If we're no longer going to be together, we're separating. I'm going my way, you're going yours, right?
How? I just asked you a question. How do you learn? Thing you can see, the only perspective you can see it from is your perspective. I still want to know your perspective so that I could use
let me say this. If someone cheats on you, right? And you say, "Oh, let's talk. I just want to get closure." And she say, "Deuces, I ain't got nothing to say to you." Is that fair?
I don't think so.
What?
I don't believe
what?
Her, but my definition and her definition of fairness is two different things. I don't feel like that's fair.
Okay, why?
I wouldn't leave a relationship.
You broke the rules and she chose to be out with no conversation or no nothing. And you don't think that's fair?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you why. This is just my opinion. When somebody in the United States of America commit a murder, at their sentencing, they get a chance to speak. They get a chance to...
Or they could plead the fifth and say nothing whatsoever.
And they absolutely can do that. I never said that it wasn't an option. You asked me, do I feel that it's right or wrong? And I'm telling you how I feel.
I don't want to hear again.
I think at that point in time, if you murder somebody, it's not going to bring that person back. Their family is hurting, but it can offer some kind of closure if that person offering an apology to that family and say, "I'm wrong, I apologize," versus just going up and say, "I ain't saying nothing to nobody, I'm just gonna go to prison." Well, I hope you rotting in prison. So we all got our ways of feeling. You asked me a question. And so you talked about forgiveness, and so that kind of affects, I think, a person's forgiveness, because you could have offered a sincere apology or reason on why you did what you did, and you didn't offer that. That ain't empathy or sympathy or compassion, or the words that you used earlier. That you going to.
I'm gonna say I'm saying this from both sides. If the person that was cheated on saying, "I'm out of here, no closure," I'm gonna say this: even if the person that did the cheating say, "Okay, you know what?"
See, I thought you were saying the person who did the cheating offered was saying they ain't gonna do that. Sometimes
I'm just saying either person.
Okay.
Either person. Again, when you decide to cut something off or call it quits, all the closure is out the door at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's still
and that's just
that still don't
that's
make
just
it right
how
though.
I
I think that's why even years.
I understand what you're saying. It'll make you feel better. You'll have some answers.
But even years later, people will go back and have that conversation because evidently it was a stone.
Maybe. I'm gonna be honest. I ain't went back and up to an ex-girlfriend and be like, oh well, we should have.
Nobody said you had to say we should have, but I think that's why certain stuff you do that you don't know that you do. One time, bro, one time I was in a dictionary and I was like, okay, I know what my definition of toxic is, but what's the correct definition of toxic? So I looked it up, and you was like this. What it says toxic. So I get it. It makes sense now. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it, bro.
Again, people need to realize if they're done, sometime be done. You don't owe anybody anything. If you're gonna be done, all this we need to talk or this other conversation, you manipulated me once. I'm not going to allow you to do it again.
Right.
And I'm gonna say this: don't walk, run, because especially because you're in a vulnerable state, especially because you may even have some emotions or feelings towards this person, right? But I say that and look at that because, again, if this person hurt you or manipulated you, you don't want them to do it again. So
I think, P, it ain't that easy, though.
You got to cut it off where you got to cut it off at, bro.
It's not that easy, though, bro. It seems like it should be that easy, but for some people, it's not that easy.
Rez, I'm not saying that it's easy, but what I'm saying is it's necessary.
It is.
And the reason why it's necessary is, why are you getting closure and you saying you're done?
Mm-hmm.
Why are we talking and you're saying you're done? And one person is talking because what they're trying to do is not be done. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, sir. If you're done, let's be done, right? And I think a lot of times this is how we fall back into these traps or these situations with these, oh yeah, I love you, this and this. Yeah, that may be true, right? But come on, bro.
So I got to ask you this question. Why do you think, what's one of the reasons or some of the reasons you think people get cheated on but stay? What's some of the reasons that come to the top?
Bro, one, trying to get closure, first and foremost. Okay. And understanding in that closure, reminiscing on what things were, mm-hmm. right? And then two, I say this.
Do you think you would stay if you were cheated on multiple times?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. And that's I like that. You know what? If you look at number 45, who also turned to number 4, who is now currently number 47, mm-hmm. everything he's done has been about cheating, but yet we haven't left this country yet. Why? Because it's convenient for us. It's convenient to us. It's home for us, and we don't know no different. Leaving here would be so scary, and I think that it's the same for a lot of people that are.
I don't feel like, I'm gonna be honest.
I would never. I was wanting to make this point. I would never tell nobody they stupid for staying because we stay in other stuff that we probably shouldn't stay in. Because again, we're comfortable with it. Yeah. So I would never tell nobody you stupid for staying. You should leave. It's really to each his own.
Okay. Yeah, that example again, trash. Okay.
Whenever something go over your level of understanding, it's gonna be
okay. Trash. Well, trash. Bro, I think when it comes to the red man, I don't agree with his politics. I don't even agree with him breathing, if you want me to be real with you.
You gotta be careful for you.
I said what I said. I'm sorry. Um, bruh, I just look at it.
So you don't love him?
Bro, I don't have a problem with Democrat or Republican. I look at it and say, are you a good person?
Right.
And what are your intentions? Right? And do you have a moral compass? You're running the United States of America for the people, not a group of people, for the people.
The people.
Right? And so when you start being racist because of our Hispanic brothers and sisters and harassing them and making their life hell and doing all this illegal stuff. We talk about people doing illegal stuff. Like you said, his whole term in office, in my opinion, is about cheating.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? And so, again, he in there like
he used it. He's seen that the system itself has been crooked from day one. Ever since this country has been formed, it's been crooked.
Yeah, and
So
I don't even like to get off into politics too much because again, some people may on here that watch our podcast may vote for him, and God bless you. You know what I'm saying? And that's your choice. My opinion on him is I don't have a very good opinion about him, based on different things that he's done and the person that I think he is. Again, we would never have him on From His Perspective podcast because I just don't feel like he's the kind of husband or the kind of man that I would want to have a conversation with.
It's very interesting, bro. The time that we in and the ideology that he has, and could still have a job like that. Never in a million years have I would have thought that the president could be guilty of this many felons and still have that job, or his wife could be a former porn star and be the first lady. Like, we never would have thought this, but that's the times that we live in. I think that, you know, our societal norms and our hate for each other
what people are looking at is they're gambling. He's going to change my wallet, or they're leaning towards he's going to make it better for my race.
Yep, or because he's a businessman. So you will forget about everything else that he's doing and just look at the fact that, you know, my finances might increase.
People,
I think that's the same reason why some people stay in relationships.
Yeah,
is because it's financially benefit, and it's almost like, what are you willing to sell out for your peace or for good character and the pure heart? And you know, it's just a weird time, bro. I just be sitting back and looking at everything and just be like, wow.
They saying they out. They said they leaving.
They leaving the country.
They said they leaving this relationship.
Yeah, this has been a very toxic relationship, bro. Very, very toxic.
Roxy said he's not even a good businessman.
Wow.
Danny said the same thing. He went bankrupt 6 or 7 times.
Yeah, but like I said, because of the laws that's out there, man, you get people that take advantage of that, and that ain't cool all the way around all around the board. Just like if there's a husband saying, I could cheat and you still supposed to love me and forgive me, and the Bible says forgive 77 times, 7 times, and now you just abusing certain things, and that's just something that we don't want to do. We see abuse at its very finest right now, and man, it's crazy.
Chris, like we were saying before,
and I didn't want to get into politics.
You had asked me a question earlier. If Vanetta cheated, would I stay? Probably, yeah, and want to get to the core of why. You know what I'm saying? And say, okay, why are we doing this? What do we need to do to correct it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think when you look at relationships or what have you, um, again, yes, somebody is doing you wrong, but what am I not doing right?
Mhm.
And I think a lot of times people have too much pride to ask that, and have too much pride to look at themselves and say, okay, I got cheated on in this relationship, right?
Mhm.
Why wouldn't you say, what did I did not do? Or what could I have done better? And the reason why I say that is this, not to take anything to boost this person up or say this is, but what I'm saying is this, let me handle what I have control over and let me correct that. The only thing I have control over is the things that I didn't do, or that I had control over. If I could have loved you more. And so I do understand what you're saying about closure, so this person can possibly be better, or this is, I understand that.
Right.
I'm personally giving you the deuces, right? Say I'm not giving no closure. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And if I talk about it, I'm probably gonna call you or call Chris and cry on the phone and vent like normal. So y'all welcome.
I have one more question for you. With
Yes,
this
sir.
whole cheating thing, some people cheat their whole life or have multiple relationships, right? So my question to you is that when it comes to polygamy and monogamy, uh, for a person to have never had a monogamous relationship, do you think that person could get married and all of a sudden become monogamous with this one person if they never done that their whole life? Or do you think a single person should be monogamy first before they get married? What's your thoughts?
Friends, let me say this. It goes back to what I said before.
Mhm.
Relationship takes time.
Okay.
You have to gather information before you say yes.
Absolutely.
And that information takes time. Stop trying to say you 45 or 50 and you're going to get married in a year.
Mhm.
Stop. Because again, you'll be divorced in two, because you're marrying somebody that you don't know. Give me all the answers and let me study correctly for this test so I can take it and pass.
I like
Again,
that. I like that.
everybody trying to, oh, it's a test. Just give me, okay, come on. And want a cheat sheet instead of doing it the right way.
Yeah.
Knowing the answer to what it is. Looking at doing your research on, okay, if this person, what happened to your past relationship? What happened to the relationship before that? Okay,
Right.
why? Okay, let me, and then start looking at patterns. Start looking at how they treat you. You understand what I'm saying?
I
Again,
agree with you, bro, 100%. So, do you think that person should practice monogamy before they get married, or should they just be polygamous until they get married?
um, but I think that's to each his own, right? That again, I can't answer that for anybody but myself,
Okay.
right?
And the only reason why I asked you that is because um I was going through Instagram and it was an idiot and he told people they should have multiple, they should date multiple people at a time for the rest of
Absolutely.
their life, and like marriage is just gonna happen off of them always dating multiple people. So I was just
Absolutely.
wondering, I was trying to set you up, but it's just some people, you know.
Bro,
It's hard
I'm
to
gonna
it's
say
hard
this.
it's hard to set it's
I
hard to
stand
set up
I
it's hard to
stand
set
ten
up a
toes.
marriage.
I stand 10 toes down when I say date multiple people.
Is that because
Dating
you're
does
married?
dating does not mean being sexually active. What dating means is you're in an interview for, it's like if you want a job, you're going to give your application to several people and you're going to do an interview and you're going to see who the best candidate is for that job, right? That don't mean you're going to, because you went to that job, you're going to go there and work. That's not what that means. That means you're just going there to talk and for an interview. So again, when you dating,
that's a lot better. You change your.
Let me finish. When you're dating, you're going there and talk. You're not going there to work. Okay, so you ain't go. Again, I gotta say this to you, my brother, because I know you be trying to go there and work. We ain't going there to work. We going there for an interview. Okay. Amen.
Speaking of interviews, I have an interview Monday, and I'm trying to work and get the job. So I ain't setting up multiple interviews. So.
Okay, I'm just saying, if you don't, you're just going for, okay, this is available, this, and this, and you're not seeing what's out there and seeing what best suits you or what you're qualified for, or what these benefits are at this other job. Because again, benefits matter. Either they're going to just fix your food or either they're going to cut your pancakes up and bring them to you. Amen to somebody?
Amen.
Okay.
Amen a little bit, not all the way to you.
My brother, let's get ready to close out here. What's your final thoughts on this?
Man, so many things to talk about when it comes to cheating. I think though it's so important to listen to stories on cheating, to read books on it, but most important, you have to make an assessment of self to know what can I do better, what can I improve on. Is it my communication? Is it that I need to listen more? I think at the end of the day, when it goes back to that song, What Kind of Man Would I Be? He said something very important. He said that he told the woman, lately you've been feeling disenchanted and he's taking you for granted. Like he's given reasons why they could cheat, but at the end of the day, he's saying, I recognize these reasons. I recognize that you're neglected. Abuse and neglect is two reasons that it'll put somebody away. So she's neglected, and he's saying, I know that. And we got a yearning for each other inside, but yet and still, we can't do that because of the consequences, and my core values won't let me. And so, again, I think this is a very important song because it's so many songs that talk about cheating. And this one is just saying that it's not worth it. So, again, man, there's so much to learn, bro. So, I look forward to just having more insight on cheating and why people do it. Just like with criminology, you have to find out why crimes are committed. Was it because of social learning theory, or was it because of just something somebody picked up, or how can we be better? Mm-hmm. Is it the environment? Is it the upbringing? What is it? And so it's important, man, to know these things again so that we can move forward.
Bruh. My closing statement is something we talked about earlier. I mean, you and I had talked about. Mm-hmm. I'm not a tiptoer. I'm a very, very direct person. I believe in what I believe in. And you and I were having a conversation, and you asked me about R. Kelly. And I think when it comes to cheating and different things like that, a lot of this has a lot to do with our background and a lot of what we went through. I'm going to say in this man's case, I think he did some horrible things. You were just making a statement about it's the root of why. Him being molested as a child, and what I don't think people really realize or understand, the logic and common sense that we have, everybody is not given that grace, especially when they're a teenager and they come into money, because again, you have a child that's not necessarily growing because they're somebody boss. Their maturity level isn't going there. I used to say that a lot of times about Floyd because can you imagine someone giving you a couple $1 million at 17 years old and you're in control of your family and everything around? Again, it's going to be some dysfunction there because the kid's in control of everybody finances and everybody thing. This is why I say take your time with dating, take your time with what you're doing, and find out who and what you're dealing with. Again, everybody can paint a picture and everybody can paint a wall, but we don't know what's on the other side of it. You know what I'm saying? And we can make something look nice, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's nice inside. You know what I mean? So all I would say to that is figure out who we're dating, figure out what situations is, because the traumas and the different things that people go through will come back and haunt us.
Yeah, especially if you haven't done that healing, bro.
Yeah.
If you haven't took those necessary steps to take for healing, it's coming up sooner or later.
Yeah.
Coming back.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys. Thank you guys. We will see you guys later. Guys, Dr. Christina is on it for us with getting these hotel situations together for us. And like I said, we're still, the people down in New Orleans kind of gave us a little hiccup a little bit on this. They just got back with us, but what we're doing is right now just negotiating price and just trying to get the right price for everyone to make sure that it's fair and reasonable for our group. It's not going to go up or down. It's going to be one price, and that's what it's going to be. And so that's what we're actually working on now. So guys, just have a little bit more patience with us, but we got time and we should be good. And those who have not sent their their fees in, at this point it is $400, and if you plan on going, send it in and we'll see you there. Have a good time. And we are not giving hotel information out to anyone that has not paid and that is not a part of our group or with us. We will not be giving out hotel information to anyone that has not paid their activity fee and that's not a part of the group. So like I said, we're just kind of trying to be fair to those who have paid and and do our due diligence. So thank you, my brother. Another great show. Thank you, guys. Thank you for all the great comments and the conversations. So we appreciate you guys. So we'll see you guys later.